This is Jason Blanks. I am the executive director for the Capital Area Health Alliance and a community influencer for the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services um, project. Today, I am with Adam Williams. He is the executive director for Missionsfilled. Hi, Adam. How are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
Great, great. Would you be willing to tell us a little bit about your organization?
Sure, Jason. Thanks for asking. So Missionsfilled, we are a nonprofit that really helps churches and nonprofits work together to impact families in need in various forms.
Thank you. I know that you are participating in the MDHHS Social Determinants of Health Month, and we're just excited to have an opportunity to learn more about you and your organization. I have a series of questions I would like to ask you, if that's okay. I'm going to get right to it. So, what does health equity mean to you?
Um, Again, that's a great question. I think I'll first say I'm honored to be working in the space of health equity because it does affect my community. I'm a part of Health Equity Council. And also, our organization has leaders that we work with who work within the health sector, varying from having health centers to having health initiatives that organizes groups together, and ultimately affecting all levels of health. And so, for health equity, to me, that means it's having equal opportunity and access for diverse populations who have different types of situations. And so, health equity also means to me having access to quality programs, quality resources. And that's also why our organization in particular does what it does. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how we can move forward and increase the quality and access for programs that around health in our communities.
Awesome. Thank you. I know you mentioned access several times. Um, are you able to share how maybe social determinants of health has impacted your community? I know access to health is one of them because I know you mentioned it several times, but can you expound on that a little bit for me?
Yes, thank you. It's not even just access to health care, but access to transportation, to resources that will increase the quality of life. And so, what we do with Missions Field, we identify what current programs and resources are out there, primarily within churches. And so, we leverage the charitable efforts of churches, the volunteerism, the heart for improving practical and spiritual wellness of communities that churches have, and we help them become more aware of what the needs of the community are. And so with that, that's when it comes to providing an increased wellness for our community. Our goal is again to um, build those bridges between the charitable groups that churches are, and then also the nonprofits and even the policymakers who have the professional resources to accompany the efforts of those church efforts. And so when we provide access, again, it's not just in the form of health, but also in the form of wellness and resources.
Thank you. That was an amazing answer. You actually answered my third question, but the last question I have for you is what does sustainable change look like when addressing health disparities?
Sustainability in itself is a thing that people do not plan for, whether it's in their own personal life or even organizational development. And so, sustainable change, because, for example, I saw a sign on the freeway that said, "We're going to end homelessness, we're going to end world hunger with one child, and it starts today." And I'm like, you know, what about instead of trying to end it, let's try to sustain the impact that we are doing, because I think
Hmm.
with just the value of sustainability, we will miss the fact that hunger and poverty does come and go. And ultimately, long as humans around, issues will come. And so I think it's better to look at the lens of sustainability. And so what that looks like is, again, having a system in place to identify the issues, so that we're always aware of what those factors are, so we can even address them. So having a system that's going to be there, whether it's provided by the government or local organizations, that system needs to be there to identify those issues. So then, as people and communities change, the issues will be easily identified so we can address those issues. And also having an asset map, a resource database that can be accessible, like two-in-one, different that could serve different populations. And so those two factors are my two go-tos. Is even in our organization, we are doing some asset mapping with churches, and also when it comes to identifying the needs, we are providing a database of needs that we identify that nonprofits, city leaders, can and community leaders, researchers, all that can communicate to the ones who are affecting those issues so they can be more aware and more impactful with their need. And then we like to celebrate their impact too. So that also I think is very important to do, is celebrate the
Yes.
impact and the stories, the testimonies, so that we know that we are making a difference. And so that's again what I think is a vital part of the sustainability plan. It's the spiritual component that helps us do the work and know that it's bigger than just us.
Love it. It's so funny. You actually captured um, very efficiently that last question I was going to ask you around the future of health equity in Michigan. You already laid it out. You already laid out a wonderful plan, and thank you. I would like to encourage everyone to please participate in the Social Determinants of Health Month that's taking place January 2025. And I know that this Michigan Department of Health and Human Services has a newsletter that you can subscribe to. I will make sure that I put that up on the screen so that everyone has that information. Adam, I would like to thank you for your time and your insight and your dedication to the Ingham County and the surrounding communities um, with addressing health equity. And you are an amazing individual doing amazing work in the community. So thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to be a part of the story and the journey. So I'm looking forward to what comes out of it.
Thank you. All right. Take care.
You too.